What's happening, Whites faithful? Buckle up because what I'm about to tell you will make your hearts race faster than a Bielsa sprint drill. Listen, my brothers and sisters in white, I've just stumbled upon 3 massive bombshells that will shake Elland Road to its very foundations. And I swear on Billy Bremner's statue, you're not ready for this emotional roller coaster. The first one involves our veteran striker, the man who's been through more ups and downs than a Yorkshire Dale, making a declaration so bold, it'll either cement his legacy or destroy what's left of his reputation. Then we've got our American owners hatching transfer plots that could revolutionize how promoted teams operate in the Premier League, or prove they've learned absolutely nothing from our last relegation nightmare. And if that wasn't enough drama to make your head spin, there's a championship playmaker whose potential arrival is splitting the fan base right down the middle. This isn't just another transfer window gossip session, lads and lasses. This is about the very soul of Leeds United. Are we going to be Premier League warriors or cannon fodder? Heroes or zeros? The next few minutes will have you questioning everything you thought you knew about our beloved club. Before we dive into this white-knuckle ride, do me a massive favor. Smash that like button harder than Calvin Phillips used to smash opposition attacks. And while you're at it, subscribe and hit that bell. Because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next in this crazy Leeds United saga. Share this with every Leeds fan you know, because they need to hear this. Get your Leeds scarf ready to either wave in celebration or hide your face in shame, because what I'm about to reveal about our striker's future will have you questioning everything you thought you knew about our Premier League survival chances. Are you sitting down? Good, because here comes the first bombshell. Boom! There it is, White's Army. Patrick Bamford just dropped a confidence bomb that's either going to make you believe we're destined for mid-table security, or have you reaching for the strongest Yorkshire bitter you can find. Our 31-year-old striker, yes, the same Bamford who spent more time in the treatment room than on the pitch lately, has come out swinging with fighting talk about how the Premier League is his stage. Can you believe this? After watching him hobble around with hamstring issues, knee problems, and that nasty tendon injury that ruined his championship season, Paddy's now telling everyone who'll listen that top-flight football suits him better. Let me paint you the full picture here, because this is either inspiring or completely delusional. Bamford managed just 7 appearances off the bench this season. 7. And now he's talking like he's about to channel his inner Harry Kane. The absolute stones on this man. Here's what got my blood pumping faster than a last-minute winner against Manchester United. In an exclusive interview with CBS Sports Golazo, Bamford didn't just express confidence. He basically declared war on Premier League defenses. Listen to this absolute gold. I think, obviously, last time it had been a long time since Leeds had been in the Premier League and everyone was desperate to keep us there as long as possible. I think now, especially with the ownership and the 49ers and the way they've structured things, I think they're giving it a bit more stability this time. But wait, it gets juicier. Our injury-prone hero then dropped this absolute gem that had me spitting out my tea. I feel like playing in the Premier League suits me a bit more, and obviously last time I did really well when I was there, so hopefully I can emulate that and try to do the same again. 17 goals. That's what he managed in our first Premier League season back. Remember those glorious days? Bamford linking up with Rafinha, Harrison bombing down the wings, and Pablo Hernandez pulling the strings? Those were the days when we feared nobody, when Elland Road was a fortress, when opposing defenders had nightmares about facing our press. But here's the million-pound question that's keeping me up at night. Is this the same Patrick Bamford? Father Time waits for no one. And at 31, with a body that's been through more repairs than the Headrow construction project, can he really recapture that magic? His contract expires next summer, making this potentially his last dance at the highest level. The optimist in me wants to believe. Maybe, just maybe, the Premier League style, more space, better service, higher quality teammates, will reignite the Bamford of old. But the realist in me is terrified we're banking on a striker whose best days are in the rearview mirror. Hold on to your seats, because while Bamford's talking a big game about conquering the Premier League, our board's cooking up transfer strategies that could either perfectly complement his ambitions or leave him stranded up front like a lone wolf in sheep's clothing. And trust me, what they're planning will have you either pumping your fists or pulling your hair out. Holy smokes, United faithful. Just when you thought Bamford's confidence boost was the biggest story of the day, Parag Marathe and the 49ers ownership group are plotting transfer moves that'll either see us dancing in the streets of LS11 or crying into our pints at the old Peacock. Get this, our American owners have been studying the transfer market like it's the NFL draft, and they've come to a shocking conclusion. They've seen the horror show the last 3 promoted teams getting immediately relegated, Leicester, Southampton, and Leeds ourselves, and they're screaming never again at the top of their lungs. Marathe's not just talking the talk, he's promising to walk the walk. Maximize spending limits. Those 3 words are echoing around Elland Road like a battle cry. But here's where it gets absolutely mental. They're planning a revolutionary approach that's got the football world scratching their heads. Picture this scene. It's late at night, in the Leeds United boardroom. Maratha's pacing back and forth, pointing at a whiteboard covered in names, numbers, and tactical formations. The message is clear. We're doing things differently this time. No more panic buys, no more overpaying for has-beens, no more throwing money at problems without a plan. And who's on their radar? Brace yourselves. Gustavo Hamer from Sheffield United, the championship player of the season himself. This absolute magician who's been tearing the second tier apart like it's Sunday League. The Mexican maestro who's got more assists than a Leeds taxi driver on a Saturday night. Can you imagine Hamer pulling the strings in our midfield? The guy who makes the championship look like child's play might be orchestrating our Premier League survival. But hold your horses, because there's a massive catch that's got me sweating bullets. Sheffield United might beat us to the Premier League through the playoffs, meaning we'd have 0 chance of signing him. The irony would be devastating, but the plot thickens. They're also seriously considering Finn Azaz from Middlesbrough, a versatile attacking midfielder who could be the creative spark we've been missing since Rodrigo's best days. Now, before you get too excited and start planning the parade, let me hit you with some reality that's harder than a Stuart Dallas tackle. Azaz's numbers? 12 goals and 11 assists in 46 championship games. Decent? Absolutely. Premier League quality? That's the million-pound question that's got our scouting department working overtime. Is he the next James Maddison waiting to explode at the highest level, or another championship performer who will freeze under the bright lights of the Premier League? The strategy is becoming clear. Smart, calculated risks on players who've dominated the championship but won't break the bank. It's either genius-level Moneyball tactics or a recipe for disaster. They're talking about building a squad, not just a first 11, something we catastrophically failed to do last time. The tension in the air is thicker than November fog over the Pennines. Every decision could be the difference between Premier League establishment and another soul-crushing relegation. Are we witnessing the birth of a new, smarter Leeds United, or are we sleepwalking into another disaster? But wait, because the final piece of this transfer puzzle is about to drop, and it might just reveal whether our owners have truly learned from past mistakes or if we're doomed to repeat history. Buckle up, because this next revelation will have you either booking your away days with confidence or preparing for another season of championship heartbreak. And here we are, White's Army, the moment of truth that could define our entire Premier League campaign. The master plan is finally revealing itself, and I'm telling you right now, it's either the work of absolute geniuses or complete madmen who've lost their minds. Remember that Finn Azaz situation I mentioned? Well, buckle up, because our interest isn't just casual window shopping. We're deadly serious about bringing this Middlesbrough magician to Elland Road. The 24-year-old who can play as a number 10 or drift out wide might be the missing piece of our attacking puzzle. But here's where things get absolutely nerve-wracking. Picture this nightmare scenario that's been keeping me up at night. Brenden Aaronson. Remember him? The American who was supposed to be our creative heartbeat? Well, he's been about as effective as a chocolate teapot in that number 10 role. And don't even get me started on the Manor Solomon situation. Our lone star whose permanent deal is hanging by a thread thinner than my patience during a VAR check. But here's the bombshell that's got the entire fan base divided. Our scouting team is split right down the middle. Half of them are screaming that Azaz is the answer to our prayers, while the others are warning that we're about to make the same mistake we made with Brenden Aaronson, overpaying for championship quality and expecting Premier League miracles. Let me break this down for you in brutal honesty. Azaz would cost serious money from Middlesbrough. And for what? To be a squad player? To compete with Aronson for a position neither might be good enough to hold down? The thought of watching another talented championship player drown in the Premier League ocean is giving me flashbacks to our relegation season. But wait, there's more. The clubs also revealed they're planning to be smart and potentially raid the championship market late in the window when prices drop. Smart or desperate? You tell me. It's like watching a poker player go all in with a pair of twos, hoping everyone else folds. Parag Marathi himself admitted they need to be different this time. But different how? By shopping in the bargain basement of the championship? By hoping that players who've never faced Kevin De Bruyne or Mohamed Salah can suddenly turn into Premier League warriors? The pressure is mounting like snow on a Yorkshire moor. And here's the kicker that's got my stomach in knots. If Sheffield United get promoted through the playoffs, we lose out on Hamer. If we overpay for Azaz and he flops, we've wasted crucial funds. If we wait too long to act, all the quality players will be gone. It's a transfer window minefield, and one wrong step could blow our season to pieces before it even starts. The clock isn't just ticking anymore, it's screaming at us. Every passing day without confirmed signings is another day closer to potential disaster. The ghost of our last Premier League failure is haunting Elland Road, whispering, "Remember what happened last time you thought you were too good for the championship players?" So here's my burning question to you, my fellow Leeds maniacs. Are we witnessing the birth of a new revolutionary approach to Premier League survival? Or are we watching the same old Leeds United make the same old mistakes with just a different American accent? Smash that subscribe button if you're as terrified and excited as I am. Drop a comment below with your verdict. Are Marats and the 49ers playing 4D chess while everyone else plays checkers? Or are they leading us down the path to another relegation heartbreak? Tell me this. Do you trust Bamford to lead our line? Should we go all in on Gustavo Hamer? Is Finn Azaz worth the risk? Because let's be brutally honest here. We're not just talking about football transfers. We're talking about the future of our beloved Leeds United. The Premier League is a shark tank, and we're about to jump in with what? An injury-prone striker talking about past glories, a board promising to be different while shopping in the championship, and a fan base split between blind optimism and crippling fear. But you know what? That's what being Leeds is all about. We don't do things the easy way. We're Leeds United. We're either spectacular successes or magnificent failures, but we're never boring. So here we stand, on the precipice of another Premier League adventure. Will Patrick Bamford prove the doubters wrong and recapture his goal-scoring magic? Will our championship recruits step up and shock the football world? Or will we be having the same conversation in 12 months' time, preparing for another championship campaign? One thing's for certain, come August, when that first whistle blows, we'll all be there, singing our hearts out, believing against all odds that this is our year. Because that's what we do. We're Leeds United, and we're marching on together, towards glory or disaster, but always together. Emot. What a time to be a Leeds fan. Absolutely terrifying and utterly exhilarating in equal measure. Now stop reading and start praying, because we're going to need all the help we can get. Hit that notification bell, share this with every Leeds fan you know, and let's prepare for the ride of our lives. Allah. All Leeds, aren't we?